I'm Jim Murphy, Director of Athletics. Thank you all for being here this morning. It really is a great day. At the beginning of this search, when we sat down, we talked to a lot of different people in the Davidson College community and beyond. And we wanted to talk about what did the ideal candidate for a head football coach look like. We set the bar high. We wanted someone with creativity. We needed intensity. We needed innovation. We needed a history of winning. We needed an understanding of the type of young leaders we have in our program. And we need a grasp of how a Division I football program fits in a highly academic environment. As you can tell, we really did set the bar high. I want to thank President Quillen for being involved in the process. I want to thank the search committee, and particularly David Barnard, the chair, who pushed us, knowing we didn't have a whole lot of time. The window was small. We really did this thing quickly to great success, I think. We need to thank our search consultant who helped us kind of wade through all of the paperwork. We need to thank Kim Ball and Rick Michaels in Human Resources. They worked so hard behind us to make the timeline work. I want to thank Sarah Phillips, our legal advisor, who was so willing to work during the holidays, providing us with drafts of contracts and things like that. They really made this thing work. Now I want to bring up President Quillen to introduce our new football coach.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you all so much for being here. It is truly a great day to be a Wildcat, yes? As Jim mentioned, when we began this search, we knew we were looking for an extraordinary person, someone who could embrace Davidson's educational mission and academic standards, and someone who understood that Division I sports, and football in particular, are a part of our educational mission. We play Division I sports at Davidson College because playing Division I sports helps our students develop talents and capacities that they can't develop in any other way. Resilience, teamwork, hard work and practice, work ethic, creativity, the ability to think on the fly. These are skills that enrich our classrooms and our campus and that serve our students well long after they graduate. We needed somebody who understood that about Davidson, who understood the role of sports in that, and who was committed to developing a competitive, winning program here at Davidson. That's a rare person. I feel so privileged to be able to tell you this morning that we found that person in Scott Abell. Yay. Scott loves sports. If you haven't talked to him already, you'll find out what an incredibly talented athlete he is. He actually played professional baseball briefly. And his first at-bat was a home run, right? He understands Davidson's educational mission. He loves our students and young people and helping them develop into fantastic young men. And we are really thrilled to welcome him to our campus. We did indeed set the bar high when we began this search. We moved really quickly, and we could not have found a better person to lead Davidson football than Scott Abell. And it is my pleasure now to introduce Scott to you today.
Well, thank you. What a fantastic turnout. Yeah, I wasn't sure, I envisioned this much support coming out this morning, but I think that says a lot about the Davidson community, that certainly every turn I've made and every step I've made has just energized me even more as I've met more people. There's just such a long list of people I want to thank. I'll start by saying just how honored I am, how humble I am to be here today, to accept the head coaching position at Davidson College. There were, I'm sure, a ton of quality that was in the application pool. And for the committee to pull my name out, to bring me to campus, to show me what Davidson College and the community of Davidson had to offer, it's just a humbling experience to go through. So grateful to be your new head coach. I want to start with President Quillen. I mean, her vision, her energy, you know, and she talked about my passion and intensity. You spend any time with her and you understand her passion, not just for this institution, but for the athletic programs here, the Division I aspect of what sports means to this campus. It's just fantastic, and what a great ambassador she is for this college. I also want to thank Jim Murphy, our athletic director, and his team just for the process. And he said working through the holidays, man, phone calls Christmas Eve, you know, I think a lot of us probably owe some Christmas time and holiday time to our families as we were on the phone for hours trying to get some stuff worked out and just get paperwork done. But to thank him and his team and their welcoming approach to myself and my family, it really first class. You couldn't ask for more. I want to thank David Barnard and the Board of Trustees, the search committee, and the committee put together that allowed me this opportunity to stand in front of you today. Just what fantastic people. You know, I'm a firm believer that all great things start with people. Okay, whether we're talking about our football program here at Davidson, you're talking about the community on campus, you're talking about the town of Davidson, you're talking about the greater alumni community. It's about the people. And at every turn, every person I met, whether it's a part of the committee or just someone walking through campus that I got introduced to, it showed me what type of people are here and what we could build here with our football program. So I want to make sure, you know, David was very instrumental in that and making sure I met as many people as I could. I talked to as many people as I could through the process, and I just wanted to thank him as well and the committee. I also want to take a moment and thank Washington Lee. I mean, you know, for those of you who've read up, you know where I'm coming from a similar institution academically. Man, the opportunity that Jan Hathorn, the athletic director, provided me, our staff, our players, you know, her commitment to seeing our success has led me here, you know, to be honest. It's, you know, so I know I've probably put some strain on that community and family, but I can't thank them enough for what they provided my family and myself and our staff and their commitment. Also, I want to thank my family. I think this is being probably live streamed, and my wife's a middle school science teacher. So I think this may be up on their smart board right now. I'm not real sure. Possibly, we'll see. She'll tie it into science some way. She has a gift with that. But I look forward for you to have the opportunity to meet her. She's so excited about getting down here. And my two kids, we have two children. My daughter is a sophomore at High Point University, which is not too far from here. My son has recently graduated from the University of Richmond, where he played football. So I look forward for you to meet all those people as well. You know, I just want to share a little bit about, you know, why Davidson, you know, and, you know, for me, I think the big question is why not? You know, it made so much sense for me, you know. When you look at my previous 10 years, so I've spent 10 seasons at Washington Lee University, very similar academic institution, okay, playing at a Division III level, but a non-scholarship level. So when this opportunity arose and I began to look at it, yeah, why not? You know, and you look at the excellence that you see in every part of this college, whether it's alumni base, whether it's the athletic program, whether it's the academic side of campus. There's excellence everywhere. So why not Davidson football? And so that, as I went through this process, I talked to people, that was the question. Okay, and every turn, it was, man, what a great opportunity we have. And I say we, because it takes a community. You know, when we talk about our football program, you'll hear it mentioned often about a community, a family, and that family is broad-based. It is not just our players and our coaching staff families. It is you, it is our community here, our other coaches on campus, our professors on campus, our administration, our alumni base. Man, what a great community this is. So as we begin to build something here, okay, yeah, it will take a huge community, make no doubt about it. But understand my excitement for it, my commitment to seeing success here, both on and off the field, okay? Our players will thrive in all aspects of their experience here, okay? They'll thrive in the classroom. They'll thrive on the football field, okay? And then they'll thrive after graduation, okay? I say that because I think my previous experiences allow me confidence as I take on this challenge and this role. I couldn't be more excited today. I thank you for being here. I thank you for the opportunity to be your new head coach. And with that, I'd really like to open it up to some questions that you may have. All right.
Scott, what do you see as the biggest challenges just in turning the program around, just in terms of wins and losses?
Sure. I think probably the biggest challenge in any situation like this is instilling confidence, and finding ways to build confidence in all aspects of what we do, because you have to build confidence before you actually get on the field to play a game. So we'll do that through certainly off-season conditioning programs and finding ways to compete where they see themselves excelling, finding ways to show their successes in all aspects of their life, which is going to give them confidence when we step on the field. But I think that's the biggest challenge. I think there's so many things that have been put in place here to be successful. And I give credit really to Jim and President Quillen and their staff and the previous regime that really began to see this as a FCS program. And I think those things are in place, and I think it's up to us to build on that.
As far as style goes, for possibly triple option, is that?
You've heard correct. Okay, so offensively, and we can talk style in a lot of areas, but I'm an option guy by nature. I've been an option guy my whole career, but it's looked a little different everywhere I've been. I'm a true believer that you grow, you evolve as a coach, sticking true to your roots. So my roots are option football, but what we do will probably look different than probably any other option team you've seen. We're a gun, triple option attack. Some would tag it as a spread option. So I'm excited to get that going here. I'm excited, and I think it's a great fit for the student athletes that we'll recruit here. I think it really does fit our background.
So you have a background of playing baseball in college and also
Sure.
pro.
Short stint in pro.
I was gonna
Use
say,
that loosely.
You couldn't go anywhere, but either way, after that.
Well, yeah.
So how did you get into the football coaching?
Sure, it's a really good question. I mean, my path here is wildly different than probably most, if you haven't read up. So I was a three-sport guy my entire life. I love sports. I knew I was going to be around it for a lifetime. What that looked like, really didn't know. Was very fortunate to be offered a baseball scholarship and be able to pursue that at a high level. My football offers were at a smaller level, non-scholarship, so it helped pay my way through school, provided me an education. And then I got drafted. I was very fortunate. I used to say, my wife agreed to marry me when I was playing pro baseball. That's what she thought. She thought I was going to be a rich baseball player. Little did she know I was going to be a football coach. But football was always my first love. My entire life. It's just my gifts afforded me to follow baseball a little further. So when my contract ended and I was asked to go home from my baseball career, right? I had my degree. I knew I was going to coach and teach, and immediately reconnected with football. And I was around some great high school football coaches that really gave me some confidence and trust what I could do. And so from really day one of coaching and teaching, football is what I wanted to do.
What can you say about recruiting to get us superior athletes to be able to compete in this league?
Yeah, sure. That's a really good question. My vision is pretty simple, but it doesn't mean it'll be easy to do. Okay, I think if you look at the greater landscape of elite academic institutions in sports, okay, Davidson's in a very small group, right? When you talk about the Ivy League schools, you talk about Dartmouth, Brown, you talk about Harvard and Yale, right? You put even Washington Lee in there to an extent. To me, we have to out-recruit those schools. We have to out-recruit the Ivy schools to compete in the Pioneer League. And I've done enough research to show you that, the Pioneer League has struggled against the Ivy League when they've matched up. We're the Ivy League type school in the league. How many schools like us are there in the South that are playing FCS football? Very few. So we have to win those battles. We have to, as a coaching staff, that's where we truly, and we've already begun that process. And Nick Decker, who's our director of football operations, who I probably should have thanked in the whole process of thanking people, just an unbelievable job of helping me transition, and Coach Hood and keeping the recruiting wheels going in the transition period. But that's really where our hard work will begin, getting out there, finding those elite academic kids that fit who we are as an institution. And that's the key. Certainly our student athletes need to succeed in the classroom like every student here, and it needs to look the same. So we got to recruit with that in mind. And that means we're going to have to go, we're going to have to broad base this thing. We have to look everywhere. We'll start right here in our backyard. Charlotte is a great recruiting area. It's a lot of great academic young people here. It plays a great level of high school football. But that's how we'll do that. We'll have to out-recruit those schools that are like us, that are competing at the same level.
Is your coaching staff complete?
We're working on it. We're close, but we're not quite complete, and we hope to be able to announce those and introduce our staff through our media and social media coming soon. But for now, we're working on it. We're getting close. I have. I've been reaching out to them by phone calls. Certainly sent them all an email and told them how excited I was to be their new head coach. I think there's a lot of enthusiasm right now amongst the guys. Okay, I think there's a great energy, and I think that happens with any change. Okay, and we have to, as a coaching staff now, we've got to take that energy right now and run with it and harness it, because it's important. And that happens at any turn of the corner when there's change. And so they're going to be excited. I can't wait to meet them. We have our first team meeting next Monday. We'll have a few of them that will be coming back early to help us out in a big recruiting weekend this weekend. But as a group, we'll get together next Monday. Sure.
What did you guys do well?
Yeah, I think the first thing is, putting great people in our program. That starts with our players. The strength of our program will be our student athletes. I mean, I say that without hesitation. All right, and that may take, it always takes time for a transition, but they're the strength, and having that group that was committed to our vision. On the field, I think that our trademarks are simple. I think we play with a toughness that is not always seen in today's football. We will be extremely tough. We'll play a physical brand of football, and we'll play for one another. I mean, recognizing that, we may not always be the fastest team on the field. We may not always be the biggest team on the field, but collectively, if we play hard together, we can accomplish a lot. And I think those will be the trademarks you'll see of our team as we move forward.
When you talk about the triple option, is that something that you match to your personnel, or do you have to make a decision on what kind of style you're going to play based on who you have?
No, certainly. I mean, that's a really good question. I think initially, there'll be some bending and some growth in the offense because of personnel. We will certainly do our best to create an offense that fits who we currently have here inside that system. But I believe our offensive system really can fit with a lot of different skill sets. And I say that, once again, I draw from my experiences. Being a head coach at 3 different programs at numerous different levels now, okay, from Division III small college football to high school football to now FCS football. Football's still football, okay? And I've been blessed to coach teams that, maybe weren't as big and had to overcome some things because of school size or whatever, and the offense, worked in that environment. And I've been blessed to coach some elite athletes that really, sometimes you felt like you just point them in the right direction, great things were going to happen. But the offense was explosive in that group, in that environment as well. So I really believe this offense is built for a lot of different personnel groupings. And it'll be up to us and our staff to make sure that we're putting them in the best situation to succeed.
You talked a lot about offense, which is important.
Sure.
Another half of this game, can you talk about your defensive strategy?
Sure. Yeah, I think, and certainly when, for those of you that love defense, like all football coaches do, that, all championships start with defense. And I can point back to the championships I've been a part of as a coach, and it's because our defense has played well and been an integral part of that. And sometimes in football, especially the modern era of football, that gets lost, all right, because of the explosiveness of offenses. But we'll be what I referred to as a 4-2-5 defense, okay? And we'll build to create that. And, you know, the trademark of our defense will be simple: discipline, be great tacklers, and be great fundamentally sound football players. You know, and that's got to be a key in today's football when defenses are being asked to defend so many different offenses and so many different formations and doing it in a no-huddle situation. Okay, the key is being simple at times, being disciplined, okay, and being great tacklers. And that will be the foundation of who we are as a defense. And I think we'll build that inside our 4-2-5. If not, we'll find the right scheme to fit it. But those will be really the characteristics of who we are defensively.
How do you function with the offensive coordinator to call the plays? Do you call the plays, or somebody else call the plays? Do you all work together on that?
Sure, we'll work together on it. But to be honest, so everyone knows who to fuss at, right? I will be calling the plays initially, you know. So when people, you know, don't like the play call, they can look at me, okay? So, but there'll be numerous involved in the play calling. You know, it's something I've always done throughout my career as an offensive coach and a head coach. So I'm very comfortable doing that. But certainly, you know, there'll be some roles that other staff members are playing involved in that part of the game.
Welcome, Scott, once again. Thank you all for being here on this special day. Scott will be taking some individual questions over on this side of the room. Otherwise, again, thanks for coming. See you again soon.
Okay, thanks.